And now for the triangular prism, this is how it will work. You remember normally sa triangular prism, you must have been given the measure of this side and this side. Kaya lang, there's a twist. Why is there a twist? It's because you're given an angle now. But even though this happens, we can play the game called SOHCAHTOA to master it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the hypotenuse first. So to get the hypotenuse, this is what we're gonna do. Remember, hypotenuse is, and then we have 42. So remember, this is your adjacent, this is your opposite, and this is your hypotenuse. So since adjacent is given, we're gonna use, and we're looking for hypotenuse, we're gonna use the cosine. So ang formula namin ay cosine or whichever angle that you're using, like 42 degrees, is equivalent to the adjacent over hypotenuse. We do not know what the hypotenuse is. So you have to multiply both sides by the hypotenuse. So h times the cosine of 42 divided by 3. So we're going to divide both sides by the cosine of 42. Ganito siya. So therefore, it's going to be 5.3 divided by cos. Again ha, not the one you might inverse. Cos of 42. And you should get 7.13. 7.13. To check with the ruler, yes, to check with the ruler, it's 7. Tama, 7.1. Tama, 7.1. That's the answer I was looking for. Not like yung mga what you all this, yung mga millimeters, they just what you all this read it eh. So 7.1 cm. Then if we're asked to get the opposite, we can do it in two ways. Pythagorean theorem or opposite function. But to me, let's do Pythagorean theorem. So we know that 7.1 is the hypotenuse, tama? So therefore, 7.1 squared minus 5.3 squared, 22.32. Take the square root of that number, 4.72. So tandaan mo yan, 4.72. But we're still not sure if that's the answer. What about let's play the game called cosine or SOHCAHTOA? Do I remember you're given the hypotenuse and the adjacent? Tama? So now we're gonna do tangent. Tangent of 42 is equivalent to opposite over adjacent. So ganito siya. Tan 42 is equivalent to opposite over adjacent. Multiply both sides by 5.3. So therefore, to solve for the opposite, it's the tangent of 42 times 5.3. What did we get? 4.7. Wow! 4.7 pa rin, but 4.77. So 4.77 pa rin. Now let's try the sine function. Diba sine function is hypotenuse over opposite. So sine of 42 is equivalent to opposite over hypotenuse, which is 7.1. So now what we're going to do, multiply 7.1 on both sides. So therefore, sine of 42 times 7.1 4.75. You see, it's still the same, but you might come up with different answers. But I think on average, let's use 4.7. So 4.7 ay yung height namin. Okay? There, if you were to take the entire number itself, that's when you get the accurate number. But that's only for STEM students only. Unless you're a STEM student, don't you ever try this, alright? Now let's solve for the surface area and volume. For the surface area, mabilis lang yun. We know na triangular prism, you're supposed to have 5 faces. So first, let's work out with the triangle. For the triangle, we have 5.3 times 4.7. So, para mas mabilis, ganito siya. 21, 37, 12, 21. 1, 9, 4, 2. Tama? Then divide by 2. Actually, we don't have to because those two triangles are congruent. Alright? And then, since the depth is 4 cm, we're gonna have to multiply it by every of the measure because it's a scalene triangle, right? So, one rectangle at a time. So, 4 times 4.7, 7.1 times 4, and 5.3 times 4. Of course, 5.3 times 4 is equivalent to, ano yung sagot? 21.2. Diba? This is supposed to be 28.4. And then this is supposed to be 18.8. Now, let's add this up all together. Teka lang ha, double check with the calculator. Baka malay mo, may mali ako dyan. So, let's double check muna with the calculator before that, ha? Okay? That's supposed to be 24.91. Alright, that checks. 21.2. 28.4. Tama, 18.8. Then we sum this up all together. When we sum up everything all together, we should get 93.31. So the total surface area is 93.31 square cm. Yun yung final answer, alright? Now, for the volume, mabilis lang to. Diba, remember I asked you to get that answer, which is 24.91. Diba, 24.91 divide by 2, diba? 12, and this becomes 24, 4, 8, 5, 5, 5. Tama. 12.45. With that, we multiply our answer by 4 because that's the depth, right? Yes. So now let's see if we're correct. Ta-da! We're done. Thank the Lord. Alright, so that's 49.82. So that is the volume. The volume of the figure is 49.82 cubic cm. Sorry, my handwriting looks wrong, but thank you anyway. Thank you.